It all started, as most modern-day crises do, with a single social media post. Picture this. I was sitting on my couch doing that thing where you're supposed to be relaxing, but you're actually just scrolling until your thumb goes numb. My friend, let's call him Dave, had just posted a picture. It wasn't just any picture, it was him next to a ridiculously shiny new car holding keys like they were the key to the universe. The caption, "Hard work pays off. #blessed new ride." And I just stared. My first thought wasn't "good for you, Dave." No, my brain went somewhere much, much darker. My brain started doing this weird, bitter math. Dave and I started at the same time. We worked at the same place. That little green monster, the one people whisper about, had woken up and it was cranky. I tried to shake it off. I put my phone down and stood up and decided to make some tea. But the feeling followed me to the kitchen. It was heavy and sticky, like I'd spilled honey on myself and couldn't wash it off. Every accomplishment of my own felt tiny and insignificant. Dave's success wasn't just his success anymore. It had become a spotlight on what I lacked. It felt like a personal attack delivered via a glossy, Valencia-filtered Instagram post. And the worst part? Dave was my friend. This was a deeply uncomfortable, deeply human moment we've all experienced in some way or another. So what is this powerful, couch-ruining emotion? Let's break it down. Envy, at its core, is wanting what someone else has. It's not just admiration. Admiration is, "Wow, that's a nice car. I hope I can get one someday." Envy is when you look at Dave's car and think, "Why does he have that car and I don't?" It's a two-person game. You and the person you're envying. It's a feeling of lack, a sense that someone else's gain is somehow your loss. Even though their new car didn't actually take any money out of your bank account. Psychologically, it's all tied up in something called social comparison. We humans are wired to constantly measure ourselves against others. Back in the day, this was useful. It helped you figure out where you stood in the tribe. But now, our tribe is the entire internet. We're comparing our behind-the-scenes reality to everyone else's curated highlight reel, a game you can never, ever win. Think of it like this. You're running a race. You're doing pretty well, keeping a good pace, feeling good. Then someone you know suddenly sprints past you like they're Usain Bolt. You're still running, but your performance feels inadequate. Envy is that little guilty thought, "I wish they'd trip." Not because you're a bad person, but because their success makes your effort feel smaller. It's a fundamental part of the human condition, a glitch in our social software. We're programmed to want status, to be seen, and when someone else gets the validation we crave, it can trigger a primal fear of being left behind. Now, envy isn't a passive emotion. It doesn't just sit there quietly in the corner. It's an active, scheming little creature. When that green-eyed monster gets hungry, it starts looking for something to chew on. Often that something is the reputation of the person you envy. Resentment, criticism, it's a subtle transformation. You start feeling bad about what you don't have and end up feeling bad about the person who has it. The focus shifts. It's about finding flaws in Dave to make his success seem undeserved. It's a defense mechanism. Easier to tear him down than to build yourself up. This is the dark alchemy of envy. Left unchecked, it becomes a social spiral. A private resentment becomes public gossip. "Did you see Dave's new car? A bit much, isn't it?" Suddenly, you're the unofficial president of the Dave Isn't All That Great Club. This process discharges envy and replaces it with moral superiority. You haven't gotten a new car, but at least you're authentic. It projects inward lack outward as judgment, rebalancing the scales in our minds by declaring the other cheated, lucky, or a terrible human being. This narrative protects our self-image. We're the hardworking underdog. They are the fraudulent winner. It helps explain the gossip and criticism aimed at those doing well. But know this, it usually says more about the envious person than the successful one. It begins as a private thought, a flicker of resentment, then becomes a snide comment to a friend, then a chorus. That's how envy becomes resentment and criticism. Let's be honest, there is a part of us that enjoys seeing successful people stumble. It even has a name, Schadenfreude. We find joy in others' misfortune. When a celebrity or CEO stumbles, there's a collective, almost gleeful obsession. We click the articles, watch the videos, share the memes. Are we all terrible people? No. This reaction often stems from envy. When someone's success feels towering and unattainable, it makes us feel small and powerless. Their success creates an imbalance, and seeing them fall restores a sense of order. It brings them back down to our level. I knew it was all a house of cards. The fall of the mighty is a cautionary tale that reassures us. It is comforting. Our less glamorous life feels more stable, more authentic. Criticizing the successful can bond people. It creates an us versus them identity, united by shared resentment. We, the hardworking overlooked people, contrast ourselves with the flashy, the lucky, the undeserving. It's a negative form of connection, but it still connects us. The sting of envy fuels it. For the successful, the payoff can be loneliness. It's not just long hours or stress. It's the potential isolation. You may hesitate to share wins for fear of losing friends. It forces you to be guarded about your good news. What should be shared joy becomes friction. Friends turn into frenemies. It's a lonely, confusing place to be. One of the most painful places envy shows up is within our closest circles. You get that promotion, you achieve that goal you've been working toward for years. You expect confetti and high fives, but sometimes what you get is a weird silence, a half-hearted congrats that feels like a question, or jokes. Oh, look at Mr. Big Shot now. Suddenly the dynamic shifts. Your win has made someone else feel like they've lost. You find yourself downplaying achievements to make them comfortable. Oh, this promotion, it's not a big deal. You start editing your happiness to manage their feelings. The successful person is often caught completely off guard. A rising tide is supposed to lift all boats. But to the envious friend, your boat turned into a yacht and theirs stayed a leaky rowboat. Their reaction isn't about you. It's about their own fears, insecurities, and perceived lack of progress. This is the true dark side of success, the isolation. It's the choice between celebrating wins and keeping friends. It forces successful people to become guarded about who they share good news with. What should be shared joy becomes social friction, turning friends into frenemies, smiling outside, seething inside. It's lonely and confusing. You might think that if you become successful enough, you'll be immune to all this, but the opposite is true. The more successful you become, the bigger the target on your back gets. For every adoring fan, Taylor Swift, LeBron James, Elon Musk, there's an army of critics, analysts, and internet trolls ready to point out every mistake. Success scales the volume of criticism. The level of public scrutiny is intense. Every decision is questioned, every flaw magnified. Past mistakes resurface. The internet keeps a record and the chorus grows louder with success. Success puts you on a global stage, a stage filled with people holding tomatoes, waiting for you to slip up. Massive success feels impersonal and unrelatable. Criticizing a billionaire feels like criticizing a system, not a person. They become symbols for inequality, unfairness, excess. Tearing them down can feel like punching up. So criticism for the ultra-successful isn't just local. It comes from everywhere, all the time. No one is immune. They learn quickly. No amount of achievement will make everyone happy. The more they achieve, the more some will hate them for it. The paradox of success: winning brings a new group telling you don't deserve to win. It's a strange, costly irony. So how do successful people deal with the constant flood of negativity without losing their minds? The first strategy is a selective hearing aid. They learn to consciously filter the noise, not ignore all feedback, but separate signal from noise. Constructive criticism from a respected mentor, that's signal. Vague, hateful comments from anonymous accounts, that's noise. They build mental filters. Is this specific and actionable? Is it from someone I respect? If not, it gets tuned out. This takes practice. At first, every negative comment stings. Over time, you learn to let it float by. Distinguish signal from noise. Categorize the hateful stuff as spam, and move on. Think of it like a quarterback. Half the crowd cheers, half boos. A great quarterback listens only to the coach in their helmet. Successful people choose whose voices get through. It's not arrogance, it's survival and mental hygiene. You wouldn't let a stranger dump garbage in your living room. Don't let them dump it in your head. The rich are ruthless gatekeepers of their mental space. Their focus and emotional energy are precious assets. They refuse to waste them on envious noise designed to drag them down. No one can withstand a constant barrage of negativity alone. You need a support system. That's why the second strategy is to proactively build a strong, positive support system, a personal cheerleading squad. While successful people tune out haters, they tune into allies, friends, mentors, peers who understand the journey. They surround themselves with people who celebrate wins without envy and offer honest, tough love when needed. This curated inner circle acts as an antidote to public criticism, a shield that deflects arrows of doubt. Think of this group as a charging station for your soul. They recharge you when the world drains your battery. This is deliberate. Successful people cultivate these relationships, scheduling check-ins and investing time. Relational wealth, family, mentors, peers, sustains you more than money alone. They also distance themselves from people who drain energy. Building this fortress of positivity is essential to long-term success. Their cheer squad reminds them who they are, why they started, and what they're capable of. And that's priceless. The third strategy, the advanced one, is to reframe the hate. The very resilient turn negativity into comedy. They don't just block, they reframe. They find the humor in the absurdity. Comedians reading mean tweets is a perfect example. They put the haters on stage and make them the punchline. If a hater's goal is to hurt you, laughing at them means they've failed spectacularly. It disarms the critic. You take control of the narrative. You turn aggression into connection and entertainment. It's like martial arts. Use your opponent's momentum against them. This reframing creates distance. You become an observer, even a connoisseur of absurdity. You show that faceless hate has no power over you. It becomes entertainment, not injury. It requires humility and self-awareness, not taking yourself too seriously and recognizing public perception is a caricature. The truly resilient laugh. That's actually pretty funny. It's a powerful move that neutralizes hate and wins the room back. We've talked about the green-eyed monster and the trolls under the bridge, but envy doesn't have to win. Envy is a signal, a flashing red light on your personal dashboard pointing to a desire you have. It highlights a goal, something you value. The choice is, let it curdle into resentment or use it as fuel. When you see Dave with a new car, the envy response is, it's not fair. The inspiration response is, wow, that's possible. If he can do it, whether it's a car, a promotion, or a viral post, what's stopping me? You flip the script. His win becomes a roadmap, not a repudiation of your worth. It's proof the goal is attainable. A powerful motivator to focus on your own steps. It means reaching out. Man, that car is amazing. Congrats. Any tips for a guy still on the grind? You're not tearing them down. You're asking them to help pull you up. Ultimately, overcoming envy is about focusing on your own race, putting on blinders to adjacent lanes and concentrating on your pace. Concentrate on your goals and your journey. There's enough success to go around. Transform envy into inspiration and fuel your own growth. Celebrate others, learn from them, and run your race. That's a win-win for everyone. Follow and subscribe to Hidden Minds for more insights.